All right, everybody, let's talk about some quick updates with my life and also how I realized that the average man is completely lost in today's modern dating world. So if you know me and know my audience, you'll be interested in the updates. But even if this is your first time ever hearing about me, I promise the updates will be interesting and relevant to anybody in dating, and this general will be classic red beard entertaining style. So let's talk about some quick updates. I'm in Kenya, aka Africa. Yes, I'm a white boy in Africa. And my good friend, Austin Holloman, I'm actually using his camera right now in his setup. Let me just kind of, I don't know. I don't really know how to, I think the camera may be trying to still follow me, but this is his place. This is beautiful Nairobi, Kenya. And I'm going to do a full video on it. I'll give some quick impressions here real quick. And then I'll talk about another major update that happened. So Nairobi is amazing. The women here are very proactive when it comes to being flirtatious and when it comes to showing interest. So Austin Holloman, that's the guy I just mentioned, my good friend whose place I'm at right now. He's an influencer. He's big in America. He has well over 100K, 110, 120K, something like that on YouTube. So he's famous in America. He's famous everywhere. He's really motherfucking famous here. And he gets noticed by a lot of women. And we had a woman come up to him and do a cold approach pickup on him, and this girl put on a clinic. Now, I'm classically trained, The Game by Neil Strauss, that first pickup artist book. Mystery Method, one of my good friends to this day is Owen Cook, aka RSD Tyler. She flirted with him from afar. She established some type of warm, it wasn't a full, cold approach, because she had done choosing signals and flirted and kind of smiled at him from afar. So that was positive lesson number one. It's not necessary as a guy, but it's good if you can kind of get a friendly smile and a wave, good first. So she flirted at a distance through body language and eye contact and smiling first. Then she came over. She approached him, mind you. She came over, used an indirect opener. She said, hey, my name is so-and-so, and I thought you looked familiar to Austin. So indirect opener, not being too thirsty, not flirting. Then she talked to him for just a second. She'd recognized from TikTok. He's really famous here on TikTok because he says a lot of good things about Kenya, and Kenyans, really love that. They come up to him a lot. Then she spoke to me and this other guy, Bobby, super cool guy. Shout out to Bobby. I'll tag Bobby's YouTube channel. You should go check out Bobby as well. He has a similar Passport Bro travels and dating content. And he was actually used to run some pickup artist thing. I think it was whatever. Anyway, and back to the girl. So she talked to Bobby and myself, because it's a critical mistake if, as a guy, if you're approaching a group of girls, just talk to the hot one that you like and ignore the friends. No, she didn't do that. She spoke to Bobby. She spoke to me. And then went back to speaking to Austin. She was very articulate. She used a line she almost had I can't really do a British accent. She had a Kenyan accent. By the way, everybody speaks English here. Varying levels, but most people, plenty to have a conversation. Just talk a little bit more slowly, like this, and then everybody here will understand you. But this girl was she was really good English. She said the funny line, oh, you look like a guy who could break my heart. Had the whole group laughing with that line, got his number, and then she's even doing a little bit of push-pull, hot cold with him. So that's one major update is I'm out in Kenya. I'm seeing women who are proactively approaching men. I've been approached by women as well. And don't comment anything else about Kenya. Just wait for the video. I'm here for 1 week already, and I have 2 more weeks to go. So when I'm ready to publish my full thoughts on Kenya, I will publish them. So no need to comment anything else about that. I mean, you can. You know what? Leave a comment for the algo, just something. Anyway, another major update. I've been trying to work this out for a while, but it's official. I now have a partnership with Fresh and Fit. Some of you already know this, really good friends of mine. And what they've always had is some premium membership called Castle Club, where you get access to Zoom calls with Walter and Myron and some other benefits, some exclusive content. And they added another tier. So the regular one was $35. Now for the people paying $100 to be what they're calling Castle Club Premium, you get all the same benefits as before, but then you get access to me as the dating coach. So basically, Myron's kind of burnt out on teaching dating stuff. Myron just likes to talk about politics and whatever topics kind of interest him. Fresh still likes to talk about dating, and within the calls that we'll do in the program, Fresh will teach dating as well, and I'll be giving my 2 cents on dating as well, probably a more analytical and nerdy approach. Fresh is probably the better guy for dating and dealing with women in America, how to not get finessed. I haven't dated in America in a long time, and working on things like your vibe. and I'm probably better at the more nerdy implementation of some, high level, crazy strategy, and certainly the better authority on being a passport bro. But between Fresh and myself, we have a lot of whatever, you get the full spectrum, two similar yet somewhat slightly different, I would say, varied and thorough perspectives on dating from the two of us. Obviously, this is a very lucrative deal for me because for every single person who upgrades from regular Castle Club to the premium, where I am, they've outsourced the dating, education stuff within that, to me. My same dating course, Modern Dating Mastery, it's integrated there as well. And obviously, yeah, I'm not going to say what the number is, but I get a percentage of every single person that joins and upgrades. So obviously, to be partner with Fresh and Fit, I think Walter and I are going to do take over the Womanizer Wednesday call. So on Fresh and Fit, I don't know if we'll keep a permanent schedule on that, but at least for now, the plan is that Walter and I are going to go live and cover some dating topics. So that's a huge marketing engine for me, brand recognition. Obviously, Fresh and Fit is not favored by the YouTube algorithm, and the videos don't push out as much as they used to, but I'm honored to be a part of them, and it's a huge opportunity for me, and I just couldn't be more thrilled to be, we were always friends, but now to be, I guess, formal, somewhat, business partners, whatever you want to call it, or, having a project, a joint venture, whatever you want to say. I'm honored and happy and excited about that, so that's pretty cool. One thing, I'll switch back to Kenya a little bit, then I want to just talk about some more stuff that's been happening about how I realized how the average guy is lost and just has no idea what he's doing in terms of modern dating. And I get it, it's not always the guy's fault, but if you're thinking about coming to Kenya, just do it. Don't delay anymore, but don't be an idiot and hit up my boy Austin. If you want to call this a sales pitch, go for it. The main mistake you can make in going to a city is stepping on landmines. And by that, I mean, for example, in the US, we have Cash App, Zelle, and Venmo. None of you, maybe 0.01% of you, but basically none of you have ever heard of M-Pesa. M-Pesa is the money sending, the Zelle, Cash App, Venmo of Kenya. So if you come here without M-Pesa, you're going to be confused. How are you going to pay taxi drivers, carry around a lot of cash, have to deal with, the hassle of constantly, finding places to exchange your cash, where to go. You may stay in the wrong area. You may put yourself in some type of danger. And then also you get access to a whole network. You meet all the coolest people here, like-minded people. And a lot of you guys, this is just a fact. Again, you know me, I spit the truth. I don't give a fuck if any of my shit offends you. You can fuck off and remove yourself. I don't care. But it is a fact that you can pull up dating statistics on this, that Black women on dating apps get the least right swipes of any other demographic of women. So white women, Asian women, Latina women, on a statistical, mathematical, irrefutable, factual basis, all these other demographics of women get more swipe rights than Black women. And it all comes down to personal taste. And another thing that I'll say unabashedly, and if you want to, hate and try to cancel, put me on Twitter, clip this, you can do it. You can get in fucking line. If you think that another person who hates me or wants to see me dead or canceled is going to affect me or make me lose a bit of sleep, you're absolutely wrong. So you can come at me. But Black women in the United States can have a bit of a peppery, or what I may call a sharp-tongued personality. And that could be another reason why, statistically, mathematically speaking, Black women don't get as many swipes on dating apps, and generally, as that, data we can extrapolate from that, maybe not the most desired demographic of women in the United States. But over here, it's something very different. I have dated some Black women in the United States, and I think Black women are gorgeous. And the ones that I've met out here in Kenya are articulate, intelligent, classy. Like I said, they're very proactive and flirtatious if they like you, not in an easy way. I wouldn't call them sluts or say that they were easy in any way at all. I would call them beautiful, feminine, classy. They carry themselves. At least the ones that I've met so far. I've only been here for a week. Maybe, I go out tonight and some girl flirts with me, takes me home, drugs me, and I wake up with one of my kidneys gone. I highly doubt that's going to happen. My experience has been nothing but positive so far. But like I said, if you're waiting for the full Kenya video when one of my kidneys has been robbed, you can wait for that. But so far, the food is amazing, the people are friendly, and again, I don't think people should don't sleep on Black women. If you think you made up your mind and I don't know, you've never, it could be scary dating somebody outside of your culture. Again, like I said, especially if you're dealing, used to dealing with kind of the typical peppery Black woman from the United States. Very, very different out here. And just to clarify something too, so nothing gets taken out of context, in case you're brand new here, I don't hold a high opinion of American women in general. White, Black, Asian, doesn't matter. The average American woman of any color, as a whole average, is 170 pounds. They have masculine personality. White girl, bro, the typical white girl in America is super masculine, super dry, brainwashed to hate men by feminism, and overall has completely disregarded any of her natural tendencies. So don't try to take this out of context like I'm picking on Black women in any way. I love Black women, and I encourage anybody out here to, if you've never dated a Black girl, and in any society, a Black Brazilian, whatever, give it a try, because again, sometimes people are nervous to date outside of their culture, and I want to encourage people to respectfully, cross borders, literally and figuratively. Go outside your comfort zone and try something new. Now I want to get into another topic real quick here, which happened. I recently kind of found a formula that worked on Instagram, and I think maybe it's not working so much, but there were, like in the last 2 weeks or so, I have, 1.5 to 2 million views on my reels. I think I've gained about 2,000 or more, plus followers. And I found some way to make my reels go viral, which, surprise, surprise, make them controversial. I'll put it's called a visual hook in the realm of content creation, basically text on the screen. So I'll say something like, I'll have me at this penthouse party with a whole bunch of beautiful Colombian women. It's like a 3-to-1 ratio party. And the caption will say, in quotes, it'll say at the top, "Hey, Casey, how come you don't date American women anymore?" And then below that'll say, "My response, colon." And then I'm like showing all these beautiful Colombian girls, and like the answer is implied. The average American woman is masculine, overweight, and the average woman in South America is beautiful, feminine, fit, in shape, and that's kind of implied. And one thing that happened, and again, this doesn't affect me at all because I've been ridiculed and put through the ringer and tried to be canceled, and all the horrible things happen to me, as with any dating coach, content creator. But and you could ask my business partner, shout out to Reggie, Reggie, whatever you want to call him, to this. I get called ugly because he has the logins to my Instagram, and maybe not my YouTube yet, but he soon will have it. But he certainly has he gets all the same notifications that I get because Reggie's logged into my Instagram. And he could attest to this. I get called ugly at least 50 times a day. It depends if the reels are popping off. It could be anywhere from 10 to 200 times a day. Ugly, I get accused of being creepy. I get accused of doing S-tourism. Do you have a brain? Can you figure out what the S stands for? I get accused of doing S-tourism. All the girls are paid. It's like this, right? If some guy doesn't agree to the taste that I have with the girl, if he thinks that the particular, my general preference is like a brown, morena, Latina girl. If a guy doesn't think indigenous brown Latinas are attractive, they'll say she's, a 2 or a 3. If they do think the girl's attractive, they'll say he paid off this girl. And because I'm kind of baiting engagement from the women and trying to be controversial and saying, I'll even say things like, I'll say, I'm an average looking white guy in Latin America, and look how beautiful this girl is I got. And I just want to tell everybody that if you're not happy with your dating life, it's probably not you. American women are masculine and their standards are comically high, and they're generally no good. It's better to go somewhere where you're appreciated. And this is partly why the reels go viral. It's because it evokes rage and controversy. And I get a lot of women commenting, they just want your green card, you're ugly as fuck, they're just using you, you're going to wake up without your kidneys, they're going to rob and steal from you. And then guys commenting that too, like, I get that I'm kind of like intentionally throwing out a jab. And it's not, look, I don't seek to like offend American women or offend people, but look, that's what you got to do to go viral. I am a business man, okay? Like, I need to grow my socials. I need to grow my channel. Remind me, I'm going to say, remind me, as if you're here. Remind me, I'm going to say something else about growth and channel influencers. Yeah, but I'm running a business here, so I have to kind of, do something controversial. But it's really surprising because I'm not saying shit about the guys, but then the guys will feel the need to come into the comments and just swear that all these girls in my videos are prostitutes. And I'm like, and I could argue logically with the guy. I could say, well, if you were to track down Owen Cook, RSD Tyler, he would vouch for me. He's seen me pick up girls in real life in America, in Los Angeles, in one of the toughest dating markets. Same thing. Todd V would say the same thing Owen Cook, I picked up with him in Los Angeles, and Todd V dating, I picked up with him in Las Vegas. So Los Angeles and Las Vegas. I picked up on Austin Holloman's live. Like, I've literally picked up girls on a YouTube live and demonstrated my skill set in front of the world. They're actresses, they're paid, they're all hookers. And it just made me realize how pathetic the average guy is in terms of his understanding of, like, how much their brain is melting to see a guy who looks like me. I get it. I'm not super buff. I get it. I had a hair transplant and it doesn't look great. I get it. I'm 35 and middle age. I don't have the best skin. I get it. My eyes are too close together. Like, I've heard every physical flaw or everything that could be ridiculed online has been, and I'm aware of that. But I used to know guys with game or guys with money who knew how to use it. In a future video, I'll talk about why money really is status is the only thing more important than money, but money, assuming that you're not completely fat, out of shape, or completely socially inept, is the best, but just guys don't know how to use it. But, first of all, why are these guys feeling the need to hate and call me ugly, and they'll like rate me out of 10? Like, well, he's a solid 6.5. I'm like, dude, rating guys down to the point level, super gay. And second of all, it just shows that they don't know what it's like to experience dating how it should be. They only know a reality where America, and it wasn't even always this way in America, but especially in the last 5 to 6 years, they only know of a reality where either you're a famous millionaire or a total 1 out of 1,000 genetic anomaly Giga Chad, and you are one of those guys, the Giga Chad or the famous millionaire, and you get beautiful women, or you're not the top 0.01% of guy and you date an ugly girl. They don't know the reality of going overseas. And this is why, I talk about this. That's why you shouldn't really listen to a lot of other, dating coaches. There are some good ones. My good friend Austin Summers is a good dating coach. Also my boy Dave Perota. My boy Patrick Red has some similar high-level strategies. I'm looking at these birds that are just gorgeous. They look like little winged dinosaurs. Sorry for getting distracted, but the lack of understanding of like how dating could be from some of these guys, and sorry, I lost my train of thought when I looked at the birds, but anyway, basically just what I was saying about why you shouldn't listen to other dating coaches. That's right. So I've known what it's like to have money, not have money, pick up as a slightly better. Like when I was younger, I was like, better looking. I mean, obviously I was better looking in my 20s than I am now. I've also picked up and been in environments where I am a legit 10. Anybody was saying, Casey, how the fuck can that be? How could you, you didn't wake up one day and you were a 10? It's called going to the Philippines. Not that I'm necessarily proud of this story, but I legitimately pulled a beautiful working girl out of a club in the Philippines. I talked to her, flirted with her, didn't know she was working. She said, by the way, this isn't free. I work here, wink, wink, if you get what I'm saying. She was a prostitute. And she kept saying I looked like Brad Pitt. So I can't say that without laughing, but I swear to God, God, Allah, Buddha, Jesus, whoever, strike me down if I'm lying. She said, she said, you look just like Brad Pitt. And I'm like, oh yeah, I get it all the time. And I pulled her for free. She kept saying, no, when we get home, I'm not going to do it. You're going to have to pay. I'm like, no, I'm not paying. You'll see. She's like, no, you'll see. You're paying. Of course, I didn't pay because I just knew she was super turned on. So I know what it's like to be a Chad. I know what it's like to be an average guy. I know what it's like to have status and fame in a city like in Medellin. I was a household name between any to 18 to 26-year-old women through the parties. I've talked about that in other videos. So I have a pretty wide perspective on this, but then it made me realize in the comments that the other guys are just completely lost, especially with on the looks thing and like this black pill movement. I'll end this rant in the next minute, but because I want to do a whole dedicated video, but there are men out there who, like, trust me, if you're, I think I draw a more educated crowd to my videos, so you may find this hard to believe, but there are guys who like legitimately swear to God, swear to goodness, they think that female and male attraction works the same way, at least in terms of like sexual attraction. Let's talk about just purely physical sexual attraction. They think it works the same way, where it's just 100% looks based. You know, you point out, well, you know, what about, you know, certain, I won't say any of their names, but certain rappers that are extremely ugly. They look like a cockroach. What about those? They just completely discount that. That's a one-off that only, you know, matters if you have this like insane stuff. But they literally think that looks is just as important as a woman as it is to a man. Now, it is very, very important, and dating apps and stuff are making things a lot more visual, but there's a lot of ways around that. Anyway, so this was the end of my update. Shout out to Austin Hallman for letting me use his place. Stay tuned for my Kenya video. Subscribe to this channel so that you get the update when the Kenya video comes out. And that's it, boys. Peace out.